こんにちは皆さん、お元気ですか? Hello, how are you? Today grammar video number 103 and I think that this is very useful to say your opinion. In my grammar video number 94, we already learned plain form, 普通形, and this is very important. This is going to be the base. The structure of the sentence is at first 普通形, the plain form, and と. This is very important. と, this is particle. と and 思います. 思います is the verb to think. So I think that something here. One of the typical errors is maybe you think instead of 思います, 思いです. But it's not like this. This is the mas form, 思います. The other thing is 重い with this one. This is e adjective with this kanji. It means heavy, 重い. The contrary is 軽い, very light. Different kanji, right? This is 思います to think. To think. But this 重い, heavy. When you say using e adjective, it's heavy, then we can say 重いです. 重いです. So maybe you get confused with 思います and maybe you think 重いです. But this is the verb 思います must form the group 1. And 重い, this is e adjective and the kanji is different. Let's see how to make a sentence using this little by little. This lesson help you improve your Japanese skill because till now we learned very simple sentence, but today we're going to learn I think. So it's very important, this lesson. I think it will rain in the early evening. The sentence order is different from English and in Japanese. It means you say I think something, but we say something と思います something, then I think. So this order, the difference is very important to know. At first we're going to see the vocabularies 夕方 in the early evening or maybe in the late afternoon. This is 夕方. It rains, we say 雨が降ります. 雨, this is the noun, rain. And 降ります falls down. So literally, the rain falls down. But we translate like 雨が降ります. It's like the verb to rain. But to make this sentence, I think it's gonna rain, we cannot say 雨が降りますと思います. It's not right. Because just before I think and と思います before と we must change everything in the plain form. Let's remember there are always 4 types in 普通形 plain form. It means 降ります the first 降る this is present affirmative and the present negative 降らない and the past affirmative 降った and the past negative 降らなかった but in this case this is affirmative 降ります and also the present or in the future in this case. So this is gonna be instead of 降ります 降る and not 降らないを降った this is gonna be 降る. So the structure of this sentence here 普通形 it means 降ると because just before と always 普通形降ると思います I think it's gonna rain. 夕方雨が降ると思います。夕方雨が降ると思います。Today we're going to see 16 examples of the sentences. It's because there are 4 things. Verbs, e adjective, na adjective, and a noun. So 4 things, but each of them has got 4 types. Present affirmative, present negative, and past affirmative and past negative. So the multiplication 16 in total. As we see the present affirmative now, so now this time present negative. I don't think it's gonna rain in the early evening. When it's negative, that's one very important thing to know. In English, you say, I don't think something, right? But in Japanese, we usually don't say like this. We usually say, I think not to. I think, so it means と思います stay the same. And this part of 普通形, it's gonna be the negative. I mean, when you say, I don't think it's gonna rain, then the literary translation, it's gonna be 降ると思いません, right? But we usually don't say like this. We say this 降ります is gonna be the negative. And the negative, it means 降らない。降らないと思います。Even you translate, I don't think it's gonna rain. But literally, it's like, I think it's not gonna rain. Anyway, the meaning is almost the same. But you must know that when you say, I don't think, maybe we say, I think, and here the negative. 夕方、雨が降らないと思います。夕方、雨が降らないと思います。Now, the third example in the verb, past affirmative. I think Mr. Yamada went to the US last week. Vocabulary, last week. 先週、今週、this is this week. 来週、next week. 来週。アメリカ。When we Japanese people say America, it means the United States of America. Because it's in the South America, and we say this name. For example, Mexico, Costa Rica, Venezuela, like this. So, America, this is the United States. The verb to go, 行きます. This is must form. Then we must change this to the plain form. So let's think about the 4 forms of plain form. 行く、行かない、行った、行かなかった. And this time, I say, I think he went. So it means this is the past and affirmative. So in this case, 行った。山田さんは先週アメリカへ行ったと思います。山田さんは先週アメリカへ行ったと思います。Now the fourth example is going to be the past and negative. I don't think Mr. Yamada went to the US last week. But now, please let me change this sentence into something that it's going to be easier for you to understand in Japanese. It means, I think that Mr. Yamada didn't go to the US last week. So you must change this 行きます to the past and negative. It means 行かなかった。行かなかった。先週、山田さんはアメリカへ行かなかったと思います。先週、山田さんはアメリカへ行かなかったと思います。In this way, in Japanese, it sounds okay. But if I change like this, 先週、山田さんはアメリカへ行ったと思いません。And this sounds a little bit strange. After the verb, now we're going to see the E adjective and also 4 types. For example, おいしい, delicious, yummy. And it means おいしい, おいしくない, おいしかった, おいしくなかった. I think ramen in this restaurant is yummy. Restaurant, we can say restaurant, but we can also say 店. 店, it means store or shop, but also it means restaurant or where we eat something, and we say 店. この店のラーメンは美味しいと思います。この店のラーメンは 美味しいと思います。Now the present negative. 美味しい It's gonna be 美味しくない。I don't think ramen in this restaurant is yummy. Now I'm gonna change this same sentence in English, but also in English, but so that it's gonna be easier for you to understand in Japanese. I think ramen in this restaurant is not gonna be yummy. この店のラーメンは美味しくないと思います。この店のラーメンは美味しくないと思います。Now we're going to see E adjective but past affirmative. And I change the E adjective. 難しい、難しい、difficult. At first, four types. 難しい、難しくない、難しかった、難しくなかった。But in this case, past affirmative, so it's gonna be 難しかった。I think the exam was difficult. The exam, we say 試験。For example, 日本語能力試験 JLPT. There's another word, テスト。テスト。But when we say テスト, it's not so important as 試験。試験, this is more important. テスト is just like a quiz. So it's not so important, but 試験 it's really the big one. 試験は難しかったと思います。試験は難しかったと思います。Now the past and negative form of 難しい、難しくなかった。I don't think the exam was difficult. Or, I think the exam was not difficult. 試験は難しくなかったと思います。試験は難しくなかったと思います。Now, we are going to see な adjective. For example, 難しい this was E adjective, difficult. 優しい this is also E adjective, easy. And the other easy, 簡単 this is easy, but this is な adjective. Four types of な adjective. This is 簡単だ、簡単じゃない or 簡単ではない、簡単だった、簡単ではなかった or 簡単じゃなかった。It's very important not to forget だ、簡単だ like this だ we need to use in な adjective and also in a noun. I think hiragana is easy. Hiragana, we also have kanjis like this. Hiragana. But we usually use hiragana in hiragana. Hiragana は簡単だと思います。ひらがなは簡単だと思います。Now the present and negative. It is 簡単じゃない or 簡単ではない。I don't think kanji is easy. I think kanji is not easy. 漢字は簡単じゃないと思います。お、漢字は簡単ではないと思います。Now the past affirmative of な adjective. In this case, 有名 This means famous. It ends with E. 有名 E. But this is な adjective, okay? 有名 famous. Let's remember 4 types of 普通形 of this word. 有名 famous. 有名だ、有名じゃない or 有名ではない。有名だった、有名じゃなかった、有名ではなかった。I think that case was famous 5 years ago. Vocabulary 5 years ago, we say 5年前。New word for you. 事件。This is case or incident or event. But this is not an accident. This is a case. 事件。5年前。あの事件は有名だったと思います。5年前、あの事件は有名だったと思います。 Now the past negative. 有名じゃなかった or 有名ではなかった。I don't think this singer was famous 5 years ago. I think this singer wasn't famous 5 years ago. Singer, we say 歌手。This 歌 it comes from 歌。歌 means song, songs. And 手 hand. And in many occasions when we use this kanji 手 hand, and also it can be meaning is the person. So 歌手 this is singer. 5年前この歌手は有名じゃなかったと思います。5年前この歌手は有名じゃなかったと思います。お、有名ではなかったと思います。Now the last 4 examples, and in this time with noun. 国 国 it means the country. This is a noun. We must conjugate even the noun for the 普通形. So let's remember these 4 types. 国だ国じゃないお国ではない国だった国じゃなかった国ではなかった I think Japan is a beautiful country. Japan, we say 日本 and kanji is quite easy. Ni is nichi, he. This means the sun. And hon usually we mean books. But here, this is the base of the sun. This is 日本 beautiful 美しい This is adjective. So we can say beautiful country 美しい国日本は美しい国だと思います日本は美しい国だと思います Now the present and negative of this noun 人 means person 人だ人じゃない人ではない人だった人ではなかった人じゃなかった I don't think Mr. Tanaka is a difficult person. I think that Mr. Tanaka is not a difficult person. A difficult person is a person who I don't think it's very easy to be with this person or I feel uncomfortable to be with this person. This is 難しい人 a difficult person. 田中さんは難しい人じゃない難しい人じゃないと思います田中さんは難しい人じゃないと思います Now the past affirmative of this word 本当 and this means the truth the reality 本当だ本当じゃない本当ではない本当だった本当ではなかった本当じゃなかった I think that rumor was true. New word, gossip or rumor or false rumor. This is 噂 噂 with this difficult kanji. 噂あの噂は本当だったと思います。あの噂は本当だったと思います。Now the last one, past and negative with this word, 嘘。嘘 means a lie. 嘘だ。嘘じゃない。嘘ではない。嘘だった。嘘じゃなかった。嘘ではなかった。I don't think that rumor was a lie or that rumor was a false. I think that rumor wasn't a lie. I think that rumor wasn't false. 噂は嘘じゃなかったと思います。噂は嘘ではなかったと思います。We studied all 16 examples and we learned every case. Now a quiz time with 3 translations into Japanese. 1番目 I think that person is Mr. Suzuki's elder sister. 2番目 I think that my little brother or my younger brother didn't buy anything yesterday. 3番目最後です。I don't think it's gonna be hot tomorrow. Or, I'll tell you in a different way, I think it's not gonna be hot tomorrow. I hope you could understand this structure very well. 普通形 and と思います。To express your opinion, what you think. いかがでしたか？今日は普通形を使ってその後にと思いますという言い方を勉強しました。この文の形を使えるようになると今までより日本語がぐーんと上手になりますよ。自分の意見や感想、思ったことをちゃんと説明できるようになるからです。このように私のチャンネルでは日本語の文法をわかりやすく少しずつレベルを上げながら勉強していきます。そして時々日本の文化についても話します。皆さんのお役に立てるようにこれからもどんどん頑張っていきますから、ぜひチャンネル登録といいねボタンで応援してください。私のチャンネルやビデオをお友達に紹介してくださったらとても助かります。ぜひお願いいたします。ではまた次のビデオでお会いしましょう。じゃあね。